I love cooking with chocolate, but for me it's always got to be good quality chocolate. Today I'm going to use Plaistow 70% chocolate, which means I'm going to end up with a beautiful, rich, indulgent dessert. I've got a couple of recipes in my repertoire using chocolate that I've tried and tested. I've used them time and time again. People love them. They're very simple to make, and I'm going to show you how to make them today. The first is what I like to call my little black dress chocolate cake, because it's the sort of chocolate cake you can bring out on any occasion. You can play it down or you can dress it up, but it's always a surefire hit. And the great thing about it is it's just so easy to make. The quantities in the recipe are all the same. So you need 225 grams of butter, just chopped up, 225 grams of our beautiful chocolate, just roughly chopped. And I'm going to pop that over a pan of simmering water, making sure that the bowl doesn't touch the water. We don't want to scorch our chocolate. We want this to melt very gently together until it's luscious and smooth. And all those beautiful chocolatey smells are going to come into the kitchen and smell absolutely fantastic. So when our mixture is beautifully smooth and all the butter and chocolate's melted together, I'm just going to take that off the heat and add the sugar. So this is 225 grams of caster sugar. Just want to fold that in. And then I'm going to add my eggs. 5 eggs, one at a time. You just crack them into the mixture. You don't want to add any air to this cake. It's all about it being dense and rich. So you just gently break the eggs into the chocolate mixture. And it's just so simple. That's what I love about this cake. You don't even need to write the recipe down because you can remember it in your head. So that's our last egg going in. And then I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of flour. That just balances the cake. A heaped tablespoon is all you need. Just gently folding our flour in. Beautifully rich. So I'm just going to pop the mixture now into the cake tin, a 20 centimetre cake tin that I've greased and lined with some baking parchment. And we're just going to pour this lovely mixture into the tin. So once you've got all the mixture into the cake tin, we're going to pop it in the oven for 22 minutes. Now that might seem a little odd, but trust me, it works. This cake needs to bake so you get a lovely crust on the outside, but the inside's beautifully moist inside. And so the 22 minutes is the perfect timing to get the perfect cake. Just give it a little tap on the counter. That's to dispel any air bubbles we might have. And now I'm just going to pop it into my preheated 180-degree oven. Okay, so our cake is cooked. It might still be a little bit soft in the center, but that's what you want because it'll firm up on cooling. Now let it stand on the bench for about 5 minutes before you take the cake mold off, and then we're going to pop it on our rack here and let it cool down completely. Okay, so our cake's cooled down, and as I said, if you want to dress it up, you could make something like a beautiful chocolate ganache, put some gold leaf on top, make it look very special. Or you can just serve it simply, just with some cocoa on top. Cuts beautifully, this cake. And one thing I forgot to mention is that this cake is actually better the next day. If you leave it overnight, all that lovely inside becomes fudgy. You can see that beautiful fudgy center that it's got. So I'm going to serve it with some creme fraiche. I think creme fraiche works really well with this type of cake because it cuts through the richness. And maybe a few raspberries just to garnish. That's our little black dress chocolate cake. I can't wait to try a bit. Yum.